welcome. I'm Ansel Burch.
I'm Ben Banks.
I'm Sarah Moore.
And it's
Time to
party! Wah, 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 wah. We are not doctors. We don't give medical advice. Please drink responsibly, you heathens. Today's episode was recorded on July 1st, 2025.
First day of Wrath Month.
That's right. That's right. You had it good for June. For July,
Yeah.
they're coming. I'm here to enable it.
I was right.
Guys, it's so good to be back and talking about this movie. I'm excited to just sort of like let this one range. So let's just dive in with another fantastic synopsis of the Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's court.
It gets me every time.
And this one
moves me.
So good and so dumb.
This one's a little bit better. This has got a little bit more to it, but only a little bit. This one's coming from Rotten Tomatoes. Following a head injury sustained during a storm, Hank Martin, Bing Crosby, comes to Camelot in the year 528. Thought to be a criminal, Hank is brought before King Arthur, Cedric Hardwicke, and the evil magician Merlin, Mervyn Vi. Using his knowledge of technology, Hank convinces everyone that he has special powers. After falling for the lovely Alessandra, Rhonda Fleming, Hank must duel with her fiancé, Lancelot, Henry Wilcoxon, and save the king from Merlin's fiendish scheme.
Yeah.
It's longer, but I don't feel like it's more accurate.
No, there's some in between the lines things that happen there.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, I guess technically all of those things did happen in the
All
film.
of those things did happen. In that order, even.
Yeah. Wow.
I have to say, one of the things that immediately irked me about the movie is that Bing Crosby's character, Hank, just like refused to call Alessandra by her name.
Yeah.
Just gave her a new one.
It just like just like a new one, just like kind of close to what a nickname would have been for Alessandra, but not really. It just smacked of that, like, that seems too hard to say for me.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna call
I
you
also
this
wonder
other
if-
very American name.
Yeah. I also wonder if it maybe smacked differently in the period. Because it feels like the sort of thing that that it might have shown up in, like, It's a Wonderful Life or something, you know, like
Okay.
you know, I'm
Let's
just going to
hope.
decide. I'm
Let's
just going to
hope.
decide to give you a nickname. I'm not saying it's right, but
Yeah.
he just decides to give her a name. I'm going to
Yeah.
call you Sandy is the line that he gives. And I was like, what? Out of nowhere, there's no like, hey, I tried to say your name. It's too long. I can't figure it out. I'm going to call you Sandy. Like, that's your name. You're going to deal with it.
Oh, big. And then a little wink and a smile.
Nah. Yeah. That was annoying.
Is that just a thing that people did in the 50s? I don't know.
I mean, I guess maybe it's just a thing Bing Crosby did, because he also did that to. Was it his name Sir Sagamore? Sagamore? Was that right?
Yeah,
Saggy.
They called him
yeah.
Saggy. He called him Saggy. And that
Yep.
was
His
not
real name's
something that
Clarence.
other people called him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From word one, too. Like, the guy is threatening you, and you're deciding to call him Saggy.
Yeah. Also, what a crazy story that Saggy had when he came back and was like, it was a
Yeah.
bunch of creatures. This is a dragon. I was like,
This guy's a dragon. This
What?
guy right here.
Yep. Fought a bunch of ogres and
Yeah.
demons, and then this guy's left.
What do we think Saggy's deal is? Is he like a storyteller? Is that like what? I don't think I understood what we were supposed to get out of that whole thing, aside from Saggy giving him an air of mystery.
I think he's kind of
Oh, I
low
didn't
on the
get any
rungs
mystery.
there, and he was trying to
yeah.
climb on up.
Trying to,
he's
like,
no Lancelot
boost
breaking
his street
swords
cred.
and tables.
Yeah. He honestly, to me, it just felt like somebody's cousin. that they were like, we have to let him be here. You know, like we promised.
Yeah.
I promised my brother I would take care of his kid.
Table. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to be here. That is what it felt like.
Mm-hmm,
He seemed like a sweet boy.
He did seem nice.
Not overly bright.
No. He was betrayed by his squire. That cracked me up.
Oh, God! Can we take a second while we're talking about Saggy and Saggy's poor decision making to let's jump straight to the scene where he points a gun at his face a bunch of times.
That had my heart racing. I thought.
Oh my God, I was so uncomfortable.
I thought we were about to see.
How lighthearted is this movie?
I definitely was like, are we about to watch somebody get shot in the face?
Yeah.
Like,
they drew
this
it
is
out
some sort
so
of
much.
weird, this'll be funny kind of. I was like, oh God.
Well, and I was thinking, okay, well, we're in the third act. Things do have to get worse for
escalate.
Bing. Like,
yeah.
Is this how it gets worse? Is he just accidentally murders Saggy by not explaining what this thing will do to him?
I know. I was like, take it with you. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Why
crazy.
take the gun? He was like,
around.
he was like, don't touch it. And I was like, just take it with you, Jesus.
Why is it out of your possession?
Yeah. For those of you who have not seen the movie yet, he builds a gun. He just makes one.
Like he just hammers it on an
hammers
anvil,
it,
you know, like you do
with like a wooden handle and everything. Just like takes a blacksmith's hammer and just like smacks a few times, and then there's a gun with all of the internal workings
and bullets. He makes bullets too,
which he then decides to demonstrate in a room full of children.
That was hilarious. He's like, they're like, say, mister, what's that? He's like, oh, you just gotta just what are you doing, dude?
Hey kids, you want to see something cool?
Yeah, and then he was like, oh, you don't have to go away. And I was like, they do, you have a gun. Like, why? No, man.
Yeah, keep that self-preservation instinct in there. They're gonna need that. Yikes.
And it was the same kids from the beginning who did musical number.
See that.
Mm-hmm.
Did notice that.
I was pleasantly surprised that they did not do a second musical number.
I feel like there was probably one prepped for that gun scene that they just like, you know, sometimes you don't have enough time.
You got to cut it for time, yeah.
You know,
got to cut it.
So as we talk more about the film, let's get into some highlights. What are the things that sort of stood out the most as positives for you? And let's start with Ben. What was your favorite thing about this piece of cinema?
It was very charming. I just had a smile on my face the whole time. Like, it was just so lighthearted and fun. It just kind of flowed. Like, it was just like a really nice vibe, and just kind of like, I was getting a little concerned because seeing where the plot was going and looking at the runtime, I was like, how are they going to resolve all of this going on with 8 minutes left? I was like, they're okay.
Yeah.
They just kind of, he woke up
abruptly.
Yeah. But other than that, it just had a really nice, just kind of pacing and flow to it. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to agree with that. It reminded me of one of my favorite movies of all time, which is The Court Jester with Danny Kaye, which also has a very similar level of
I love
pacing.
Danny Kaye.
Danny Kaye can do no wrong, truly.
What a delightful performer, truly. I just loved watching him, always.
How about you, Sarah? What were your highlights for the film?
I mean, I thought it was. I agree with you that it's very charming, but I also thought that it was very pretty to look at, in that very classic Hollywood, boy, we're not sure what to do with all of this money kind of way. You know, the sets were very elaborate and beautiful and clean and sparkly, and the costumes were all really pretty. the painted like set extension backdrops were like clearly painted set extension backdrops, but like done in a really good way. Like we're on a soundstage, but like it all looks the way that it's supposed to in that sort of fairy tale mythos kind of way. You know, costumes were lovely and sparkly. And I also, and I'm not sure if this is what happened this time, but the dress that Sandy in the modern day wears is incredibly reminiscent of the dress that that Judy Garland wears in Meet Me in St. Louis, in the big fancy scene, like the one that you always see her in the production stills and everything for. And Meet Me in St. Louis was in 1944, so it's very possible that it could actually have been the same dress, because that is a thing that they did in Hollywood in that era. I mean, they still do it, honestly, but especially then, because when they were like cranking out all of these studio films, there just wasn't as much time to hand make everything. I mean, down to the parasol. Like I wouldn't be surprised if it was the same costume.
Yeah, I just did a quick Google on Meet Me at St. Louis, and that is uncanny.
Yeah, she came on the screen, and I was like, "Hey, is that the Meet Me in St. Louis dress?" I would actually be really interested to know who costumed both of these films.
Well, we can find out. Let's see. Costume.
Who
casting,
were you?
Art, set. Costume.
All right.
Mary Kay Dodson.
For Connecticut Yankee. Irene Shroff did Meet Me in St. Louis. That doesn't necessarily mean...
What about the studio?
Yeah, I wonder what studio it was.
This is a Paramount.
Meet Me in St. Louis is MGM.
Oh, interesting. So somebody had to remake that exact same frickin' dress.
I mean, maybe not, you know, if Paramount was done with it, they might have, there's a lot of like...
That's true. They may have sold it on.
Costume shops, you know, around that time that you could do. Or they were like, I mean, they also took a lot of inspiration from each other.
It's a good look. I'm not surprised they copied it.
Also, like, set around that same time period, so it makes a lot of sense. Anyway, I've derailed us enough. It was pretty. That was the long-winded way of saying I thought it was pretty.
It was a nice
dress. That's what we're talking about here. Yeah, that's a good answer. I like it's pretty. And I think you're absolutely right. They were reveling in, you know, being able to do everything in Technicolor. They were reveling in having, you know, the opulence of, you know, a Bing Crosby joint at the height of Bing Crosby's Crosbyness.
Yeah. And I also just think that, like, it's so... I am a sucker for like a classic musical like that. I just really love. It's obviously is not a thing that ever happens, but there's some, like, you know, I will watch Singing in the Rain whenever. Like, just put some songs up on the screen, please, in a way that is not... It doesn't happen now. And, like, not that you can't have a musical, because they've sort of made a revival about it, but it's not that feeling. It's a different time, very clearly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think musicals have become more self-aware, for starters.
Which is great. Like, I am also here for that. But in a way that
it removes the... You're not going to get Stub Your Toe on the Moon in a modern musical.
No.
Absolutely not.
Like, I think we remember too well, perhaps, that the axiom for a musical, right, is, you know, when the emotions are so high that you have to sing, right?
Yes.
And so we're so focused on bringing out those character moments that we're not just like having a fun little song because it's neat.
Just because like, you guys, we should have Bing sing again.
Yeah.
He's great at it. We just put one here.
We don't have any exposition to do, but
no need.
You know,
you guys, we got a bunch of kids. Do we want to include the kids? Let's include the kids. We got them until tomorrow.
Yeah, the kids were singing.
Let's get all the set kids in.
Yeah.
Put them in there. Yeah, just fun. I just like it.
Delightful stuff. And I have to agree. I think that would be my big high point as well, is harkening back again to admitting that one of my favorite movies is Court Jester. There's something about this era of high fantasy, low research historical movies that is just endlessly delightful to me.
It feels like the parts of the King Arthur legend that they took feels like your friend got drunk at a party and told you while drunk some of the big broad strokes of the King Arthur legend. And so like things have gotten a little muddled. Like I know, Ben, you brought up that like, isn't Morgana usually his sister in most of them? Like, and here she was his niece. And it just, in my brain, it's like somebody had read the King Arthur legend and then somebody mentioned something that triggered something at a party, and he was like, "Oh my god, no, you guys listen. This is my favorite thing.
This is cool old king."
And then there was King Arthur. There's this guy, right? There was this guy, and then like there's kind of a Lancelot was cool. He could like throw anvils and stuff. It was amazing. Yeah, it's exactly what it felt like. It's very on brand for our drinking and smoking rules, I think, maybe.
Although I will say, I gotta respect that in their drunken retelling of Arthur, they did somehow do some real deep cut pulls on the Knights of the Table Round. Because Sagramore and Logris do not get a lot of play in most of the legends.
Yeah, I don't think I'd heard either of them beforehand.
Those are legit Arthurian names. No reason you would have. I actually had to look up Sagramore. Logris I remember from, I want to say, The Green Knight. But yeah, they are obscure.
Clarence Sagramore.
But yeah, so that's fun. How about downsides? What are the things we didn't appreciate about this movie? And I'll start. I wish Sandy had opinions earlier in the film.
Yeah.
Yes.
Motivation lines.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, that I'm sure that it was like, it doesn't matter what she wants because this is Bing's movie.
Yeah.
You know, like that's definitely what it felt like.
Well, and to a certain extent, that would have been cool if there had been more of a comeuppance for Bing. Because that is kind of what happens. It's like, she says no, he's like, but did you mean it? And then she's like, no, but for real though, this is bad for you, it's bad for me, it's a bad look. He's like, don't you worry about it, I got it. He's not coming for ages.
Yeah. That, like, casual misogyny, it really is for me, when I was just like, damn. But I mean, it is very a product of its time, right? Like, that is how women were treated in the 40s. Like, I get it. Would be cool if that was not true. But here we are.
So I would have enjoyed it more if there hadn't been so much of that.
Yeah.
But that's kind of low-hanging fruit. I'm sure there's something else I didn't like.
I mean, the big plot hole for me was that he knew how to build a gun.
Yeah, that was wild. That's absolutely wild. I don't understand.
Why did you know how to do that? Like, why would you know how to do that?
On an anvil.
On an anvil.
Yeah, if he could do that back in his home time, good gracious. Merchant of Death over here.
Like, he was a blacksmith until there were cars, and then he became a car mechanic, which somehow translates into knowing how to build a gun.
Yeah. And also,
the
not
one.
a super good car mechanic. Let's remember.
No,
Well, the
couldn't
cat
get the
was in
car
the
going.
way. The cat was in the way.
Oh,
There
that
was a
wild.
cat in the way.
That was
That
wild.
was crazy.
That he just like pulled the cat out of some part of the car, and I was like, "Whoa, that poor cat! Are you alive?"
Yeah.
Yep. Cat
I did
seems
put that in my
fine.
note. I was like, how is this cat still alive after all of that? Bless his heart.
What a choice. I think Merlin's plot could have been more clear.
Yeah, he wasn't in it much.
I didn't. Merlin didn't seem like he had a plot.
He was just kind of kissing up to
He was plotting. We saw him plotting.
It was very funny when they showed focusing the light to cause fires.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
That was great.
Do you think people in the 40s wouldn't have gotten that if they hadn't spent quite so long explaining it? Like, did we need that much time?
Yeah, we did focus a lot on how some of the minute things work, like the magnet, and he gives a pretty long definition of like for the safety pin. I was like, we know what a safety pin is. Like, we get it.
The magnet was so incredibly powerful. I was like, how are you pulling that thing across the room? Like, that is a hell of a magnet, man.
It's a good magnet. Well, magnets, they're basically magic.
Right, of course.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Also, where did he get it?
Was he just carrying it with?
Did he bring that magnet with him from home?
No, he like made it.
It just banged it on the anvil.
Just like he made the gun.
A magnet.
Yeah. Bing Crosby is magic, and he can do all of those
apparently. But yeah, with Merlin,
or
I kind of wish
he just carries around that giant magnet in his pants.
Just like
all the time.
It's good for his circulation. Just
I'm sure in the 50s. I'm sure in the 50s they believed that. But yeah, with Merlin, I wish we would have seen like something he did that seemed magical, because I even like had in my notes when Bing like pulls out the little bobble and like I was like, oh, wizard battle, they're gonna do something cool, but he just kind of like I'm Merlin and I'm magic.
No.
Yeah, I was like, like that does, you could just anybody can say that, like prove it.
Yeah, do something. Yeah, we don't really get to see Merlin do anything magical at all in the whole thing. Did he even call himself a magician? Like, was there an implication that this version of Merlin does magic?
I think Sagamore.
Yeah, no, he did, because he was like, anybody can do it, because he made that big deal out of when he found the light, the crystal that he was using to focus the light. He was like, oh, you use this bauble and I can, anybody can do it. And then he like tried to do like magic.
Didn't work.
You're right. So we got to see him fail it too.
And we got to see him being the classic creepy, I'm going to control the king.
Yeah, over the shoulder.
Because the king is a doofus who apparently just wants to be in a musical. That's all he wants.
He really perked up once he got to do a song and dance number. Yeah.
Which I thought was a little ill-timed, but
and that whole thing where they're like slowly walking up on them, and they're like, everyone's like, shh, it's fine. Like,
that was hilarious.
I was like, you guys are idiots. Like, you didn't actually look at all around you to see if you could get out of this cave. Like, you just were like, nah, we're good.
This is fine.
Beep, beep. Out into the brightest moonlight that has ever existed.
Yeah, it was bright. It was really bright. Until the eclipse came, it was very bright. Good old eclipse.
That eclipse scene was a hell of a thing.
That was crazy. I'm sure that took some doing.
Of course, he just happened to check that.
The good old almanac just knew.
Also have almanac in your pocket with the giant magnet.
Yep. Hey, the almanac is a legit thing. I will say, having grown up on a farm, there was always an almanac around, and people get superstitious about those things.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure that is from the original story. Obviously, the songs and stuff are not from the original story, but I'm pretty sure the almanac shenanigans are from the original Mark Twain.
I don't remember enough about the original other than that, but those two are definitely in there.
And he could build a gun, obviously.
I don't remember there being a gun in the original.
I don't think there is. It makes me want to go back and read the Mark Twain. It can't be that
Same.
long. I'm sure that I can
do another review for your Patreon.
Do they usually have gun blueprints in Almanac?
Oh, that's it. Obviously. Oh yeah.
Any other impressions that you wanted to talk about? Anything else that sort of stood out in this film as being things that we wanted to discuss?
I did like some of the running gags, like Sagamore's armor that always was squeaking. That was pretty funny that kept coming back. And then my favorite though is anytime Arthur says something, they have to send it through like 9 different pages to echo, and he even comments on it. He's like, "Damn, this infernal echo."
That is a good bit.
Like, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, that could also be a smoking rule, because they only do it a couple of times. You take a hit every time they do the repeater.
Do you guys think that Merlin was poisoning Arthur? Is that what we were supposed to get from that?
Oh, and that's why he was sneezing all the time?
Well, that's why he was sneezing all the time, but also like why he getting him out of the castle, removing him from Merlin's presence did solve a lot of his medical complaints.
Yeah, that's true.
Not all of them.
I mean, probably.
Yeah, that is true. I didn't even see that angle.
It's either that he was being poisoned, or we are supposed to believe that like he was disrupting his health in some magical way because he is
supposedly a sorcerer. Yeah.
But even at the end, the old man just kind of gets up out of bed, so maybe they're all just they feel better when they want to.
They're all just faking it.
Yeah, they're all just faking it.
A long line of fakers, the Pendragons. What did we think about the time travel mechanism? This is one that comes up a lot in
the getting conked on the head.
Yeah, getting conked on the head, and or shot. You know,
sure.
It reminds me of how.
He does get a shot at the end.
Did any of you guys? Did either of you read the Mars books, like the John Carter of Mars series, by Edgar Rice Burroughs?
I have not read those.
I think I read the first one.
The first one is all you need, and I cannot in good conscience recommend them. They are absolutely 12-year-old's wet dream. But
amazing.
But they use the same methodology. He falls asleep under a tree.
I think I was 12 when I watched it.
He falls asleep in a cave, I think, and just wakes up on Mars. And he's like, "Oh, well, I guess I'm here now."
I have to say, Hank, Bing Crosby's character, took it very well. He was just like, "Huh, okay."
He really did.
She's not about getting home either.
No, was just like, no, whatever. I could just stay here. I could be a blacksmith.
He was ready to chill out there.
There's a hot chick. Like, this is great.
Clearly, this was all supposed to happen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give people a nicknames whether they want them or not, and keep living my
just go with the flow kind of guy.
1940s best.
My 1912 inspired 1940s.
Yes. That's right. He's supposed to be from 1912.
Right, yeah.
I also like that his hat was... Bing Crosby's hat, specifically, was, like, less goofy looking than any of the other hats that anybody else wore. Costume-wise.
That's how you can tell he's the star of the film.
Yeah.
Of course.
I have a top billing, so I have to have a nice hat.
I gotta have the good hat, yeah.
I got a cool hat.
Or I won't shoot this scene. Oh, also... I thought it was very interesting that when they tied him to a pole, when they were going to kill him, that they left his hands free. His hands were free.
They
just do that.
They just like put it around. Like
they picked him up and shackled him, and then they just let him just walk with his hands.
his waist to that pole, like he was just like, it looked very comfortable. They were just like, don't go anywhere. And he was like, okie dokie, just hands around everywhere. You guys are all very polite with your prisoners.
I mean, it was a different time.
Much different.
All right. Well, then I guess that takes us to our final question of the show, which is the Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court, 1949, worth your time?
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh, absolutely. It's such a good example of like a classic studio lot musical. Go watch it. It's charming.
Yeah, I have to agree. Truly, truly delightful.
Yeah, the music is great. Characters are great.
That takes us to the end of our review episode. Thank you all for joining us all over the internet. And you can find us on the internet to keep the conversation going. Ben, where can people find you?
On Instagram and SoundCloud at DJ_BLNDN.
Excellent. And Sarah, where can people find you?
Everywhere. Just yell my name. People say that if you say my name 3 times into a mirror, I will show up and run an RPG for you. So try that.
Ooh, I need to test that.
And then also I'm all over the internet at Pixies and Pins, including my website, which is pixiesandpins.com. And then also, we're just going to keep plugging it. My Patreon, which is Pixies and Pins.
It's a good one. And you can also find both Ben and Sarah and I on the other podcast from Indecisionist Productions, For the Time Being, which is an actual play of a game that I wrote, where we get to play as time travelers. It's super fun. Episodes are available right now, including our series where we play in Arthurian England. So go ahead and check that out wherever fine podcasts are downloaded.
You can we definitely don't end up in a orgy in hell. We definitely don't.
Yeah, we definitely don't, despite many temptations to the contrary. You can find me all over the internet at The Indecisionist, including all the meta properties, and Blue Sky are the big ones, although I'm in other places too under the same name, so find me. And you can also, if you are still on a platform that uses hashtags, you can use the hashtag time2party, that's time, the number 2party, to join in the conversation. This has been an Indecisionist production. Special thanks to April Moralba for our podcast art and to Marlon Longit of Marlon and the Shakes for our amazing theme song. Friends, I think that is all there is to say on this topic. Until next week, when we do edutainment inspired by the events of the film. So come on back. We're going to take a shallow dive into some topics that are vaguely related to the movie that we all watched. So come on back and join us for that. Until then,
be excellent to each other.
And party on, dudes.